If this thing don't make your pants just a little bit tighter, well, we can't be friends anymore. Look at this truck, would you? Just look at it. Look at it. I did not restore this truck or paint it. It's here for some other stuff, but it's a hell of a truck. Now, before you start getting on me about belly button C10s, and everybody's getting a C10, I'm tired of C10s. C10, it's all you hear about is C10. Well, listen, mister. There's mine back there. I drove a 1960 Chev short box when I was in high school. You know how long ago that was? That's damn near 40 years ago now. So I have been into C10s longer than they were a fad. I don't know what made them such a fad lately, that everybody's into them so hard nowadays that, I mean, people are selling airplanes and helicopters and stuff to try to get into a Chev half-ton. I don't know why. I don't get it. You know what? Because the Fords of this area, they got a lot of character, a lot of style too. This is my favorite era of the C10s, those 67 to 72s. I think it's probably because I learned how to drive in one on the farm when I was a kid. My dad had an orange and white long box. But this is a hell of a truck. 71 GMC Sierras Grandes. Hui. Ochre is what this color is called, with the I don't know what was that saddle. I think the saddle was off-white. I don't know what color they call that interior. If I open the glove box, it'll probably say on the little sticker in there. But the headliner, the whole bit. This is a hell of a truck. Hell of a truck. I like the color. I had an ochre one. The yellow was ochre. Mine was a long box and it was all ochre with just a white roof. But yeah, it's here. I'm going to put new body side moldings on it. They did the truck and then those moldings. I don't know if those are 71 moldings, but they're a hell of a lot older than the paint that's on this truck. There they are in the back. Ooh, cab light. Never noticed that. That'll be a Sierra Grand option. It's weird that it doesn't have air conditioning because it's a Sierra Grand, and usually that emblem means that these things have got everything on them that GM could throw at them, but it doesn't got AC on it. Weird, hey? Oh well. Let's start this video halfway in. Hey, because everybody loves jumping into a pool that's already been pissed in. So let's jump into some yellow water. So what I'm doing to this truck, this is $1 million little truck. Maybe not $1 million bucks, but it's a lot of bucks. Get away, fatty cakes, you old fatty Mustafa. It's a very nice little truck. And when I say it's a very nice little truck, I mean, holy shit, this is a very nice little, does it not look like a nice truck? That's a nice truck, goddammit. However, I don't get it. I just don't understand. If somebody can Susie Spillane to me, maybe you could make some sense of it. So we got moldings. And I mean, if you're one of these truck guys and you've had these trucks apart, you know how they go apart and come together and come together and come apart and go together. There's clips and studs and canuts. See that inner fender hanging down? Why? So if you'll notice, there's no holes in the door. See how there's one hole in the middle of the door, and that's a factory placed, and that's also where the factory would place the holes. But there's no holes in the middle of the door. Do you know why there's no holes in the middle of the door? Because you don't need very many holes for rivets. Somebody built $1 million. Well, we've established it's not $1 million bucks, but somebody built really quite nice. It's quite nice, and when they got done, they riveted the goddamn moldings on with rivets. They drilled holes and rivets. Here's there one laying on the floor. I've been drilling out some rivets. Here, there's one. Oh yeah, I haven't did it. See that? That's a leftover rivet. God damn it. So I've done some work for the fellow that owns this truck before. Not on this truck, on a square body. And he phones me up and says, hey, yeah, I'd like to put some new moldings on my wife's truck. So like an idiot, I said, okay. Noticed like an idiot. When the factory makes these trucks, all these moldings, they're put on the panels on these trucks before the trucks are put together. Which actually is a really bitchin' feat back in 1970, 71, because they two-tone the panels and everything with the truck apart. All the pieces are painted apart on these trucks, and then they slam the trucks together. Because, like, there's a nut, there's another nut, on the doors. So here's a pip. This screw here, there's a door hinge right there. Down here, there's a stud right there. There's a door hinge right there. So I've done the other side already. And how do you suppose you get at that nut? You got to pull a fender out, unbolt it, pull a fender out. You getting dizzy yet? And then take your wing and stretch all the way in there with a little wrench and try to wrench that nut on. And then the best part about that is when you find out that on your new molding, the stud is so long that when you close the door, it hits the hinge. So then after you spend over an hour putting that molding on, you got to take the son of a bitch back off again so you can cut that Geesley stud off. So anyways, yeah. Like I said, we're halfway into it because I've already done the other side. It's done. I ain't going to show you. So you just got to take my word for it. And this is new, and I'm just fitting to do that one. And then, so I'm going to have to punch some holes. Holes. Unfortunately, I mean, the box side moldings, they go on with little pads. I got some here. I'll show you, god damn it. I'll show you. Why, yada. So for the box moldings, these little doodads clip into the molding. They don't fit where the shit, so you got to try to bend the molding to pinch the little, whatever you call this little prick. You got to pinch that into place and then stick that on there and hope that it sticks for a while. The factory did the same thing. That's how the factory held those box side moldings on, was with a very similar situation to this. The only difference is the factory tape and stuff, when they put it on, they stayed stuck on there for 25 or 30 years. I give these a matter of months. I do have another option that I could do for putting those on. Which is these clips. They're a replacement clip. The problem with these clips, I know you don't give a shit, I'll be done in a second. The problem with these clips is once you get them little arrowheads and stuff snapped into the hole, that's actually, it's like a 3/8 damn near hole. No, it's not 3/8, 11/32. It's a pretty big hole. 5/16? I don't know. It's a fraction. It's one of those. By the time you clip that into the hole, that doesn't come back out again. And when I say that doesn't come back out again, I mean that doesn't come back out again. Can I make it any clearer? So I don't really want to use those because once you put a molding on with those clips, you're cutting everybody apart. All right. We're going to carry on with this guy. Remember that guy? Wouldn't it be handy if you could get in there? You're biting me, now cut it out. I don't really got to be like that. Listen, you're biting me again. I'll poke you in the eye. Nice thing about stuff like this is you can either stick your hand there and do it, or you can look at it, but you can't do both. Look at it. Hey, fatty cakes.
So here's the thing. So I don't know who, like I don't know who built this truck, but so it's a nice truck. Have I said that? I meant it. So when they built it, they even went through. Can you see this? Well, if you can't, you could So this is just a shim that it's made. You put a great big GMC bolt up in that inner fender, doink, and then they just hang this shim on, and then you go from the other side, and this stays in position like that. And then you get your ratchet on the other side, you go, and hammer it in, and that's what they do anyways. But anyways, the point, so on this truck, all this stuff, they went to the effort of it's been sandblasted, and now it's been clear coated with some kind of a coating over top of the raw steel to keep it from rusting after they've sandblasted it. I mean, they did the door latches, they did the catches, they did everything like this that you can see under the truck. They did this too. They coated it all. They went to that effort to sandblast this stuff and put a coating over top of it so it doesn't rust. And then when the job is all said and done, you drill a bunch of goddamn holes and you rivet the sons to bitch and GZ goddamn moldings on. Why don't you just spray bomb this with some flat block trim clad or something and spend this time installing moldings correctly, you dirty bastards. I'm gonna pull my pants up after that one. All right. So these are kind of a pain in the ass in that, well, that wants to hit the fender, so I'll stop that from doing that. But, so these moldings, obliviously, they run down the whole damn side of the truck, right? See that? See what I'm saying to you? They go from one end to the other. And they're a straight line. They're a pretty straight line. They make a pretty damn straight line. So it'd be quite nice if they all lined up, right? So the fender one is already tight on account of, at the very rear edge of that fender, if you're looking, are you looking? Have a look there, would you? Oh, that's not, is that nut from there? It doesn't want to go on. Doesn't want to tighten up right. Anyways, the fender molding is already tight. And I'll explain to you why the fender molding is already tight. Okay, we just leave that a little bit loose. You need to line all the moldings up before you tighten down the nizuts, right? Because you want everybody happy. Oh, we just want to all be happy, don't we? So in order for me to get the nut on here, which is right here, I can put my finger on the nut there. So in order for me to get a winch on that nut, or actually it was a socket and a universal joint, I had to unbolt the upper door hinge and let the door droop out of the way. Yeah, it's so droopy. So that I could get in there to tighten it up. So what I did was I kind of just tried to center the molding in the hole, because before I did that, I had to look to make sure that my holes lined up between the fender and the door, and they looked pretty good. So I centered the molding in the hole, so hopefully, once I put this on, if I center it in the hole, it'll line up with the door, or the fender. The door and the fender will line up, see what I'm saying there? And then I'll worry about the rest as I work my way down the truck. So to make sure that the fender, or the door molding is lined up with the fender molding, because there's a hole there and you got to use a squoo. And then in behind the door hinge and the door, which gives you about this much space to work, I got to fish this little clip up in there, and then this screw goes in from the outside, and it goes into the clip with a P. Clip. That's a clip. All right. So we'll close that up. We'll put our screw in the hole. And then we'll give that a good taping. Try to get it to hold it. And then we'll take a step back. Oh yeah, no, it's got to go up a little bit. Yep. Just got to go up a little bit. Pick it up, boys. Well, I hope that does it, because that's as far up as that'll go in the hole. How's it looking there? Wish I had my glasses on. I wear glasses, hey, because I can't see shit. That's looking peachy, I think. I think we got it. Hello, I think we got it. Let me show you something here. Just so you don't think I'm full of any more shit than I actually am. Told you this is a nice truck, eh? Anyways. See that hinge? Can you see that? See that hinge there? Right back there? That's where the screw is. That one that's coming through from the other side. It's right behind that. And you see that hinge? See that lower hinge down there? There should be a nut in behind that hinge. There isn't, because there's a couple of goddamn rivets. But there should be a nut behind that hinge. You can't do it with a hinge in place. Well, you can, but you can't. You know what I'm saying to you? God damn it. So this is what I'm fitting to do here. This is what I'm fitting to do here for that. So remember I said the little clip? See a little hole through the clip? So I'm going to put a piece of tape on the little clip. See that? I put a piece of tape on the little clip. Try to get the tape on pretty good, better than I just done there. Alright. So there we go. We got a piece of tape on the little clip. See what I'm saying? Now when we hold that little clip up to the light, you can see, yeah, see what I'm saying there? You can see the holes in the middle of the clip and the shadow of the clip and the things and the stuff. You know what I'm talking about there? Now, in the door, there's a hole in the molding and a hole in the door. And those two holes are lined up. So when I get down in there on my buggered up knee, I can see a little bit of daylight shining in through that hole. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to slide this up there on my finger, and I'm going to try to line that daylight hole up with the hole in the door. And once I get this close, these two holes close enough to each other, I should be able to see just a little bit of light shining through. And if I see that, then hopefully I'm close enough, I've got all three holes lined up close enough, because this is a 3-holer we're doing here, then hopefully I can fish the screw in there and get the screw started in this before I push the whole episode out of there and have to go in there and do it again. Did that make any sense to you? Well, that's what I'm doing, god damn it. Oh, son of a... Oh. Everybody cross your fingers for me. Holy jeez, I got it. You seeing that? Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. First try I got it. This is how I like to take moldings off. Wrenches and sockets and stuff, that's for suckers. Drills and rivets, that's where it's at, boys. In an effort to try to get this to stick the best possible, I'm not going to dink around with cleaners and glass cleaners and do this and smear this on it and do that. I'm going to go straight to the lacquer thinner. You ready? I'm not. All right. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So we hold it out. Then we come up, hold it right where we want it. There it is. How'd we do? Oh, just look at that. Just look at it. Just look at it. What do they call that when you put your whole hand in there, like right up to your elbow? Never mind. This trade's stupid. Anybody wants to do this for a living? You're stupid too. So there. And if you're wondering why I'm trying to do up nuts back here, here's a joint in the trim here, and they've got a little plate on the inside, and none of us put together were the shit. And it ain't straight either. So the sticky pads, the Kotexes that we put in here, I'm not very confident that they're gonna force that down flat and hold her there. So I can just barely reach to be able to get a stud there and a stud there to hold this part flat. And then, and that too is that'll help for when these pads let go in the future. Then instead of the trim just flying right off, these nuts will hold it on, so it flaps and swings all over the place and just beats the shit out of the whole box side. So that'll be good. That's what I'm talking about. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about. I can't even see in there. Anybody know why they call these speed nuts? Because they ain't. You're not helping much. I know you think you are. But you're really not helping much at all. Why don't you get off? Get skedaddle, would you? Here's a big bowl of bitch pudding. Oh. Putting a metal inner fender in. Listen, you're either with me or against me. You're not helping. I know you're trying. This is all you got, I know. But you're not doing nothing for me. You gotta bugger off. There's only one way to get rid of a fatty cakes. With one of these. Alright, we'll see you later.